The Berry Atlas, 40 Fruits That Rewired Human History. I have been walking behind her for years with a notebook while she filled hers with stains. She never cared about age or labels. She only cared about what grows, what bleeds color, and what humans have called a berry, rightly or wrongly, for the last 10,000 years. Here are the 40 she showed me, and what I learned by watching her. How I started counting with her. Lily uses two definitions at once. To a botanist, a berry is a fleshy fruit from a single ovary with seeds inside the pulp. That makes a banana a berry and a strawberry not. To a child at a market, a berry is anything small, round, and juicy that fits in a cup. Lily refuses to pick sides. So this list has true berries, aggregate fruits, drupes, accessory fruits, and a few botanical misfits. She says language belongs to eaters too. The ones that built the old world. 1. Grapevitis vinifera. Lily crushed her first wild muscadine in North Carolina and went quiet. Grapes are true berries. The earliest wine residue is 8,000 years old, from Georgia. She told me grapes taught people fermentation, maps, and property law. I believe her. Her hand smelled like sugar for 2 days. 2. Fig Ficus carica. Not a berry. It is a syconium, an inside-out flower. Lily split one in Crete and showed me the wasps. Mesopotamians carried dried figs as rations 5,000 years ago. She calls the fig a cathedral you can eat. 3. Date Phoenix dactylifera. A drupe, but Lily keeps it in the berry book because the desert does. Bedouins crossed weeks of sand on dates and camel milk. We bought medules in Amman. She weighed one in her palm and said, "This is a calendar." 4. Elderberry Sambucus nigra. True berry. Toxic raw, medicine cooked. Hippocrates called the elder his medicine chest. During plague years, people drank the syrup. Lily waits for the boil. She respects cyanogenic glycosides the way some people respect traffic lights. 5. Hawthorn crataegus species. A drupe. Dioscorides wrote prescriptions for it in 50 AD. In Ireland it marks fairy ground. We picked them on a hill in October. She said, medicine and myth use the same fence posts. The New World she answered with. 6. Blueberry Vaccinium corymbosum. True berry. North America's answer to grapes. The Wampanoag called them star berries because of the 5-point crown. They dried them into pemmican. Lily went lowbush picking in Maine. Her knees were stained. She said, terroir is not just for wine. 7. Cranberry Vaccinium macrocarpon. Also true. The flower looks like a crane's head, so settlers said craneberry. Native peoples used it for dye, food, and fever. We waded a bog in Massachusetts. She came out red to the thighs and grinning. 8. Concord Grapevitis labrusca. Bred by Ephraim Bull in 1849. It smells like the grape flavor that does not exist in wine. Lily calls it honest artifice. She says flavor can be engineered and still tell the truth. 9. Salmonberry ruba spectabilis. Aggregate fruit. Pacific Northwest. The Tlingit marks spring by it. We kayaked in Alaska. She ate one and dripped orange on the paddle. It looked like a sunset someone had peeled. 10. Thimbleberry rubus parviflorus. No thorns, soft leaves, hollow like a thimble. The Ojibwe used the leaves as cups. Lily collected rain in one. She said, some tools grow. Her bramble empire, the rubus years. 11. Red raspberry rubus ideas. Aggregate druplets. Romans spread them across Europe. Richard III paid 10 shillings for a pot in 1485. Lily grows them now. The birds take half. She calls it rent. 12. Blackberry rubus fruticosus aggregate. August, thorns and scars. A single thicket can be 13,000 years old, genetically. I believe it every time she bleeds. She shrugs and keeps picking. 13. Cloudberry rubus camimoris. Arctic gold. Grows in bogs, refuses farms, sells for $100 per kilo in Norway. We tasted them in Tromsø. Lily stopped talking for a full minute. That is her version of applause. 14. Wineberry rubus funiculaceus. Japanese, invasive in Appalachia, sticky, luminous. Ecologists remove it. Bakers worship it. Lily made a tart and called it a peace treaty. 15. Loganberry rubus times Loganobacchus. A 19th century accident in Judge Logan's yard, raspberry crossed with blackberry. It tastes like a decision. California still cans it. We found it in Oregon. She said she felt like she was trespassing in someone's genealogy. The Heath family she studied like a scholar. 16. Lingonberry Vaccinium vitis idea. True berry. Survives -40 degrees Celsius. Scandinavians ferment it and put it on meatballs. Linnaeus wrote his dissertation on it. Lily carries a jar for jet lag. 17. Bilberry Vaccinium myrtillus. Europe's wild blueberry. World War II RAF pilots ate jam for night vision. The science is thin. The faith is not. We picked them in Scotland. Her fingers were blue for 3 days. 18. Huckleberry gallicacea and Vaccinium species. Montana, Idaho, and the Appalachians argue about what counts. Lily does not correct anyone who hands her pie. She says identity is a local flavor. 19. Sparkleberry Vaccinium arboreum. A tree that makes berries. The South uses it for jelly. Deer use it to survive January. She climbed one in Alabama. She said, "Now I am cheating." 20. Cranberry Viburnum opulus. Not a cranberry. A drupe. Europeans call it Gelder rose. It tastes like pennies until frost. Lily taught me to wait. Frost is an editor. The nightshade she handled with respect. 21. Tomato Solanum lycopersicum. The most eaten berry on earth. Aztecs called it tomatle. Europe thought it was poison for 200 years. She sliced a Cherokee purple in August. I forgave botanists for being pedantic. 22. Garden huckleberry Solanum melanocerasum. Not a huckleberry. A nightshade. Bitter raw, safe cooked. Luther Burbank pushed it. Lily baked it into pie and served it to friends who like to argue. 23. Goji berry Lycium barbarum. True berry. Tibetan medicine, then global marketing. Auroch scores became a war in 2007. She chews the dried ones on hikes. She says a plant can become a brand in one season. 24. Ground cherry Physalis pruinosa. A berry in a paper lantern. The husk tells you when it is ripe. The Inca stored them. Lily grows them because kids like unwrapping their food. 25. Pepino melon Solanum muricatum. Tastes like cucumber crossed with melon. Botanically a berry. The Moche grew it in Peru. We ate it in a Spanish market. She added it to her list and said, "Delight is data." The taxonomic rebel she refused to drop. 26. strawberry Fragaria times ananassa. Accessory fruit. The red flesh is swollen receptacle. The seeds are the true fruits. A Chilean and a Virginian strawberry met in France in 1764 and made the modern one. Lily still calls it a berry. She says usage beats rules at the jam counter. 27. Mulberry Mora species. Multiple fruit. The Silk Roads followed it. Her shoes were stained in Armagh after one tree. She never apologized. 28. Borisonberry rubus ursinus times ideas. Knotberry Farm started with it in 1932. Blackberry, raspberry, loganberry in one. Walter Knott could not have named it better. She reduces it for venison. 29. Tayberry rubus fruticosus times ideas. Scotland, 1979. Longer than a raspberry, sharper than a blackberry. She grows it because it confuses the wasps. I think she likes that. 30. Olaleberry rubus hybrid. Oregon plus California plus 1949. The name means berry in Chinook jargon. Farmers markets from Eugene to San Luis Obispo run on it. She eats them until her teeth ache. The tropical one she chased across latitudes. 31. Acacia euterpe oleracea. Droop from a palm. Amazon staple for millennia, superfood for 15 years. The pulp oxidizes in 24 hours. We drank it in Belém. She said, geography is flavor with a deadline. 32. Jabuticaba plinia cauliflora. True berry that grows on the trunk. Brazilian kids climb and graze. It ferments in 3 days. She peeled one with her thumbnail. She said, this tree is breaking the rules correctly. 33. Miracle berry Syncephalum dulcificum. West Africa. Contains miraculin. Make sour taste sweet for an hour. 1960s sugar companies buried it. Biohackers dug it up. She ate a lemon after one and laughed until she cried. 34. Achiblegia sapida. Jamaica's national fruit. Berry, but only the yellow aril is edible, and only when the pod opens naturally. Unripe causes Jamaican vomiting sickness. She respects it by not cooking it herself. 35. Sea buckthorn Hippophae rhamnards. Orange, sour, full of oil. Russian cosmonauts drank it. Tibetan monasteries planted it against desertification. We tasted it in Mongolia. Her mouth went numb. She called it a good kind of alarm. The quiet, the invasive, the future berries she debates. 36. Sarvisberry amelantia species. Also Juneberry or Saskatoon. A pome, like a tiny apple. Native peoples dried it for winter. NYC plants it on sidewalks now. She forages it between taxis. 37. Autumn olive Elanius umbellata. Invasive, nitrogen fixing, 17x the lycopene of tomatoes. Ecologists pull it. Foragers make fruit leather. She does both. She lives with contradiction. 38. Barbary berberis vulgaris. True berry. Persians cook it with saffron rice. European wheat farmers eradicated it because it hosts stem rust. We buy it dried in Armagh. She says, plants get drafted into politics. 39. Oregon grape Mahonia aquifolium. Not a grape. True berry. Tastes like Sauvignon Blanc and aspirin. Indigenous peoples used the root for yellow dye. She makes jelly with it and uses it to explain terroir to skeptics. 40. Banana passion fruit Passiflora mellissima. Andes. Colombian kids suck the pulp and throw the skins. It invaded Hawaii and hurt forests. She lists it last. She told me, no berry is just a berry. It is trade, migration, sugar, medicine, and sometimes a problem. What I learned watching her. Color is chemistry. Anthocyanins make blue, red, purple. Carotenoids make orange. Plants evolved them to attract animals and to shield DNA from sun. Lily says, when you eat color, you are borrowing a plant sunscreen. Flavor is history. Concord grape tastes fake because methylanthranilate was the only ester chemists could isolate in 1890. Flavor is always technology plus memory. She keeps both in the same jar. Safety is timing. Elderberry, ackee, viburnum all run on a clock. Ripeness is not a suggestion. She applies that rule to people now too. Names are negotiations. Strawberry is not a berry. Banana is. No one cares at the jam counter. Latin calms scientists and starts fights with farmers. She uses both. She is still out there. Her notebook is stained. If you find a 41st, bring it to her with dirt on it. I will be behind her, writing this down.